Commitment and inclusion are values Ms. Deborah Tompkins Johnson upholds and has demonstrated time and again during her 50 years as a JMU Duke.
Accountability.
Incredibly smart.
So people-oriented.
Inspiration.
She has the leadership gene. She has the serving gene.
Knowledge that she has about an institution which spans decades.
Leadership, thoughtfulness, caring, empathy, and educator come to mind.
The queen of engaged alumni at JMU.
Beginning her studies at Madison College in 1974, Deborah Tompkins pursued a bachelor's degree in communication. She showed her dedication to JMU being the change as an active member and eventually president of the Black Student Alliance.
You know, during those days, there were not many Black students at Madison, and so we quickly became a family. We did things together, we did social things together, and we just connected as a group.
She also pledged the Iota Alpha chapter of Delta Sigma Theta, a public service sorority and the first Black Greek-lettered organization chartered at Madison.
And Deborah, as she was in high school, just emerged as a leader.
Debbie was a very ambitious person. So when she went to school, she majored in journalism. And she got out of school, she got a job at Pan Am. But then after she did that for a while, she wanted to do something that was connected to her major. So that decision to not just stick with something that's making good money, but to do something that you wanted to do, and to be ambitious enough to be able to pursue that. She set a great example for me to follow in terms of being about it and going to get it.
Since her graduation with honors in 1978, Deborah has gone above and beyond in her commitment to her alma mater. In 1990, Ms. Tompkins co-chaired the committee of alumni who established the Black Alumni Chapter, JMU's first affiliate chapter.
And the decision was made to work within the structure of the current JMU Alumni Association, and that the money that we will be raising during those homecoming weekends at those functions would be around a scholarship fund, and that was the emphasis for starting the Black Alumni Chapter.
Ms. Tompkins' commitment to JMU continued not just as an active alumna, but also as a member of the James Madison University Board of Visitors. In 1988, Deborah was the first Black woman to serve on the Board of Visitors and had 2 consecutive terms until 1994. She was appointed again in 2015 and served until 2023, with her last 2 years as Vice Rector.
We had an opportunity to work together in an even closer relationship, and that was as Vice Rector and Rector. We stepped into that role 3 months into the pandemic, so all universities across the country were faced with really difficult decisions, and Deborah couldn't have been a better partner for me in that moment.
Even through a global pandemic, Ms. Tompkins and the Board of Visitors continued to make change at JMU. They launched the university onto the national stage with an R2 research status and athletics moving to the Sun Belt Conference.
She's so dedicated and committed. She spends her time so generously understanding everyone's point of view so that when she comes to the decision, it's incredibly well informed. But then she has this beautiful balance as a leader of having this leadership of head and of heart. So even though she takes in different perspectives, I think the finishing touch is that she always puts her incredibly beautiful sense of humanity on everything that she does.
The connection many Black students and alumni have with JMU, be it through the Black Student Alliance, the Black Alumni Chapter, the Ole School, or fraternities and sororities, was set by people who came before, and Deborah Tompkins is a major figure.
Deborah is not only a major figure in the history and legacy of engaged Black alumni. To me, she is the standard bearer. To us, she is the standard bearer. And I don't think it really mattered that Deborah came shortly before some of us in the Ole School Scholarship Group, because we don't really look at her longevity as much as we look at her and how she is. Her personality, her competence, just being a good person and a leader.
One of the many legacies Ms. Tompkins will leave at JMU is the work done by the Task Force on Racial Equity. Their dedication to long-lasting change led to presenting more than 50 recommendations to the university leadership. The task force's conversations and collaborations were integral in the university's decision to hire its first chief diversity officer.
The way that we were going to communicate as a group, the way that we were organized, the way that we would vet the recommendations, all of those pieces had to come together. And we didn't have any process for making that happen. And so I think Deborah's brilliance was standing in the middle of that in her leadership role, and with this eloquence and quiet confidence that she brings, recognizing that we could build the plane while we were flying it. And that's what we did with the project.
She's chosen to make her lifespan, her living her life has always had some connection and component with JMU. And in it, it wasn't always just about the work, it was about how do I help the people who work there, who attend there, be better. And we're better for it because she was involved.
This is only a pause to honor the many accomplishments of Ms. Deborah Tompkins Johnson. She is still committed to being the change at JMU through her work with Black Alumni Chapter and the Ole School, connecting with future generations.
She's always helping us to think about access and opportunity and how we can truly open our doors to everybody. And so I'm just thrilled that Deborah continues to be such an important and influential voice in our community and is helping us constantly to look forward and to continue to impact those next generations of Dukes.